What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Battlehawks show with yours truly, Jordan, representing the St. Louis Sports Podcast, or however should I say it? 314 Sports. Check it out. Check us out on YouTube where you're viewing this. Make sure you subscribe. Get into all that good stuff. Like, share, comment, please. I'll try to get the best I can to everybody. Week 4 review in the UFL. It is right around the corner. This weekend, your 2-1 St. Louis Battlehawks take on 2-1 Arlington Renegades. They look pretty good. Luis Perez, their quarterback, pretty good. Kalen Ballage, their running back, looking pretty good. This is a crucial conference win for both teams here. They're both in the same division. They're both 2-1. This could start separating teams. We go from here, or we can be neck and neck. Who knows? But the Battlehawks need to come back from last week's devastating loss to DC, who's the only remaining undefeated team in the league. Now, Renegades also have Coach Bob Stoops, who is a good coach. So we have to watch out for that and keep that in mind, who we're dealing with here. The Renegades have beaten the San Antonio Brahmas 33-9. Who hasn't beaten the Brahmas? And they beat the Roughnecks 11-9. And the Roughnecks, yes, they won last week, but they look rough. But they won last week. That's all that matters, right? And then they lost to the Stallions 9-10 in a defensive battle. That was a close game. So besides the Brahmas, who everybody's whooping up on, the Roughnecks and the Stallions, very close game. A 2-point and a 1-point game. So if our defense comes out and plays like they have been, no complaints on the D side. On the offense is where it's questionable, and where are we going to go this game? Is Butler going to come back? I haven't got the final injury report yet, or it's out and I just haven't seen it yet, but I have not seen it. Probably come out tomorrow or Saturday morning before the game at 11:30 in Arlington. So this should be a good game. It should be. We should get together our offense and talk about last game and look at the first couple games, and we need to go from there because that really hurt. After week 3, we got a standings update here. All right, DC, of course, only undefeated team. They're at the top of the division, 3-0. Then you got Birmingham at 2-1, Arlington at 2-1, and St. Louis at 2-1, Michigan at 2-1. So DC 1, Birmingham 2, Arlington 3. St. Louis drops down to 4 after that beating by DC. Do we deserve it? Yeah, sure. Put us there. You could have put us down. I mean, now we're right there. But this is a big game for us. This really is a big game. And also go back on the last game. So far, it was the most watched game of the season across all platforms. It was on ABC. We had 1.4 million viewers, and we peaked at 1.4 million viewers from 6 to 6:15. So the opening, and then we averaged 967,000 viewers. That's pretty awesome. Now, even though we jumped down in rankings, I think they do that for points. Points for. So now let's go to power rankings. Now, obviously, St. Louis ran into a wrecking ball right now, which is DC. But after the first 2 games, we looked like a wrecking ball. And they came in. We played great on defense. We did. I know I'm talking about the other game, but it's good to talk about it so we can get into this game. But our offense needs to be different. We don't need 25 screenplays. That's why Sayers is like top 5 in receiving, and he's our running back, which is okay. There's no problem with that. None at all. But we need our wide receivers, Pearson, a.k.a. Little Tyreek Hill, to get down the field. Catch the ball. What's going on, Wilkins? Can you not read him? Like he's the fastest guy on the team and you guys didn't practice? I don't know what you did. You guys did practice, but yeah, it's rough to watch sometimes, especially that last game was like, what are we doing? Anyway, power rankings going into week 4. DC, St. Louis, Birmingham, Arlington, Michigan, Houston, Memphis, San Antonio. Now, everybody moved on this board but Michigan. They stayed right the same at 5. DC moved up to 1. St. Louis moved down to 2. Birmingham moved up to 3. Arlington moved down to 4. And then Houston got that win and is now 1 and 2. So they moved up 2 spots to 6, while Memphis and San Antonio are both 0 and 3, which they both dropped a spot to 7 and 8. And like I said, yeah, Sayers, he is 4th in the league with receiving at 163 yards. Memphis Showboats, the league leading receiver, is Jonathan Adams at 263. Going into this weekend, we have Memphis Showboats, Michigan Panthers tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on Fox Eastern Time. That should be an interesting game. Panthers should steamboat the Showboats. Then you got Saturday, April 19th, 12:30, Battlehawks, Renegades. Then you got the Birmingham Stallions versus the Houston Roughnecks on Fox at 7 p.m. Then Sunday, you got the Brahmas and the DC Defenders. Low key, I hope the Brahmas beat DC. Obviously, that would drop. Dude, you're 3-0 and you lose to an 0-3 team. They shouldn't lose, but they didn't. Their defense literally held them in that game and gave their offense so many opportunities. Anyway, that's the games for this weekend. Coach Anthony Beck talks about back at it on Saturday. I got a little audio here that I'm going to play 15 seconds or so. He's just talking about, we got to go back at it. Look at it as a clean slate, and we got to go back at it and get back on it. Here's Anthony Beck.
And we're on to Arlington. We have a very good opponent, divisional opponent. Coach Stoops, excellent coach. Guys will be prepared. They have really good players, and the game is always close.
The game is always close. Man, it was a close game, man. It really was. I mean, it just got away. Those picks in the fourth quarter. I know I keep going back to the game, but it's just such a crucial time. Let's get into a little bit of Arlington stats here. Like I said, they played the Brahmas, the Roughnecks, and the Stallions, and they've gone 2-0. They won 2 in a row, then lost to the Stallions. Now they got the Battlehawks week 5. They got DC Defenders. So they got back-to-back weeks. At home, though, against the top 2 powerhouses in the league. So this is a huge week for Arlington. It really is. Then they got the Battlehawks again at home in St. Louis. Man. And that's the game I will not be at. No, wait. I won't be there for week 5. Yeah, I won't be there for week 5. But then week 6, it's a 7 p.m. game. Let's hope that's a Friday, May 2nd. It is. And then they got Michigan Panthers week 7. They got a tough, then DC week 8, and then they got it easy week 9 and 10 against the Showboats and Brahmas. So depending on what Arlington does here, they got this is the toughest part of their schedule right here. They play the Stallions, the Battlehawks, the Defenders, the Battlehawks, the Panthers, and then the Defenders. Man, they got a rough road ahead of them. But that's good. That's good. So we'll play them twice in 3 weeks. I'll take that. But this is, like I said, this is a big game this weekend for a conference and everything else. So that's basically all I have for this weekend. My weekly previews can't really be that long unless I got some major updates or anything like that. But let's go ahead and pick my player of the game for the Battlehawks if they need to come out on top. Let's see here. I'm going to do it again. Hakeem Butler, please show up. And if you do, have a night, brother. Going with Hakeem Butler if he plays. If he doesn't play, Manny Wilkins needs to have a game. Like a game he's never had before. So I'm going to go Manny Wilkins. Yes, he's the quarterback. Yes, he touches the ball every snap. But he wasn't the best guy on our team last week. Manny Wilkins is going to have a comeback game here. All right? He's going to. And then we got my keys to the game. Keys to the game. Defense, play like you've been playing. Keep it up like that. Offense, change it up. We need to pass the ball. Even if it's 5-yard slants, get your tight end more involved. Get your fastest player involved. If he's drawing double coverage, get somebody over their blocker to take one of them out. Something. We need to get going. Offensive line, you played great too. Manny Wilkins, we need a better game from you, and I'm pretty sure this will be the game for you. This will be your comeback game right here. You'll put us all on notice that you're back, even though we had one setback, not necessarily that you're gone and that you're coming back, but we need to have a refocus, regroup game right here. All right? Other than that, my friends, that is all I have. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel at 314 Sports, wherever you're watching this right now. Please like, share, comment on it. If you got any questions you want me to throw in the next podcast or answer during this one, I will get back to you as soon as I can. And until next time, I will see you guys on Monday with the Week 4 recap against the Arlington Renegades. Again, I am Jordan, and this was the Battlehawk Podcast.